Oh, baby.
What a beautiful plate. We're about to make a satisfying lectin-free meatballs, but this is grass-fed and grass-finished beef, all right? We're gonna start with this grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Yeah, we like quality beef. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna break it down like this, because that way, you wanna take that meaty flavor away from it. So guess what? We're gonna start with some vinegar. Put some vinegar. You don't wanna put too much, because then it's gonna taste like vinegar. You don't want that. All right, I like it like that. All right, now we're gonna put some lime. Squeeze some. Half of one lime is good. All right, next, we're gonna start with some salt. We're gonna start with some salt. Some pepper. You want enough of these? Yes, baby. Love that pepper, right? How many of you love pepper? I know you do. Now we're gonna go with white pepper. Let's get some white pepper in here. Now, some of you that know me, I don't measure stuff like that, you know? Teaspoon of each thing, around there. So we put some ginger. That's what we just put there. Now we're gonna put garlic. Ground garlic. Powdered garlic, you know? Coriander, ground coriander. Little bit of that. Love coriander. Ever since I tasted it, I'm like, you know what? That's my new secret weapon for cooking. Yes, I got secret weapons.
How many of you got secret weapons?
That.
Your wife or husband don't know.
But guess what? My wife already know. That's my secret weapon, so she tries to use it too. All right, now we're gonna have some smoked paprika. We're gonna add some smoked paprika, about a teaspoon, and a little bit of sage, not too much. This is a strong flavor. Now, some ground cumin, a little bit of that too, because it's strong flavor. Cumin has a strong flavor. You know what? Beef has strong flavor, so you want to use these strong flavor powders, these strong flavor spices. Now, let's go with some herbs, or herbs. All right, herbs. We got parsley here, some dried parsley. I like to use the fresh one too, but you know, today we're gonna use some dried parsley. I like it dry, you know, because it's quick stuff. Sometimes we don't got that much time, right? We gotta work. Same with oregano. I like it fresh, but today we're gonna use some dry one. Some oregano, and to finish it off, I mean, we got more herbs, but more herbs, but out of these dry ones, we got some herbs to prevent. This thing is awesome because it has some fennel, thyme, rosemary, savory, and lavender. I never had this kind with lavender. All right, let's have like a tablespoon. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna stir this, all right? And we're gonna add some organic extra virgin olive oil. We add some to it. All right, we mix that in. Beautiful. Now, after these, we're gonna add some minced garlic and onions. These are sweet onions. They're local from Georgia. We're here in North Carolina, so it's the state right over. 2 states over right after South Carolina, I guess. All right, so we have here the garlic, fresh garlic, and the onions. We mix that in. We got all that flavor. Now, this is my little touch. We have some green onions. I love green onions. And we have cilantro. Oof, love it. This is a way to make meatballs. I know a lot of people make it with sausage and ground beef, I guess, but not me. Straight up grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And guess what? I'm just seasoning these because my wife is the one that's gonna cook them, because she's the master at that. I season because we make a great team, teammates, teamwork, because that's how we always do a lot of the times. And guess what? We pair up even to work, because we work together too. and then we cook together, we clean together, and we wash clothes together. That's a lie. Usually she washes clothes by herself. All right, so this is all set. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I always like to look at stuff. Always look at your food and be like, it needs some of these. I think it needs some more smoked paprika. It does. Because I see the color. I like it colorful. And I'm feeling like it needs maybe another teaspoon of black pepper. That's just me. You know what? And to finish it off, like I said, I always add coriander. Maybe another teaspoon. And that's it, you're good.
Okay, so my husband has done a really nice job of seasoning these. But I could have seasoned them too, but I kind of really like the way he seasons food. So I love teaming up with him in the kitchen. So now that he has seasoned them very well, we're gonna prepare them to make the meatballs. And you're gonna need about half a cup of superfine blanched almond flour. Okay, you wanna go ahead. This is substituting your breadcrumbs. And you're also gonna want an egg. Just gonna go ahead and crack that in there. And now we're just gonna mix this all together. Look at it. Look at all these flavors, guys. Look at them. The cilantro, the onions. This is like a nice, like robust meatball, you know? Now, if you're like, oh my goodness, I don't wanna have all that in my meatball. You could always blend it, you know, it's not everything that you saw him do, you know, you take your oil, you take all your seasonings, your cilantro, your onions, and you blend it all together. But I think you're gonna get a stronger flavor palette like this. So I definitely recommend doing it like this. Once this is nicely mixed, then you're gonna go ahead and start making your meatballs. If you feel like, oh, I might need a little more egg, which I feel like I do, just to make sure that your meatballs stay together, you can go ahead and add another one. The last thing you want is for your meatball to fall apart. Now we're talking. All right, perfect. I'm just gonna use a regular spoon to scoop them out. If you have a scooper or something else that you know that's gonna give you the size that you want, go ahead and use that. But whatever you got on hand, doesn't matter. So I'm taking about a spoonful and use my hands. I'm just gonna roll them up into a nice little ball. That, beautiful, quick, next one. Scoop, roll. And you keep it moving, guys. Look at that. It's okay if some of your meatballs are bigger than others. You know, but you just don't want like a really giant meatball and then a bunch of small ones. Try to keep it consistent. So the meatballs have been prepared, rolled up, and they have been put in the pan. I warmed up some olive oil on a skillet pan, whatever you want to call it, and I put them in there and they're on low. They're about at 2, which would be like maybe a little higher than your lowest setting on the stove. And I'm gonna cover them. I'm just gonna let them cook slowly. All right, so we're checking even on these. They're about 15-20 minutes or so. They are cooked at this point, and they have gotten a really nice crust. I love crusts. On the bottom, and a really nice coloring. If you want yours darker, just go ahead and add more paprika at the beginning in your seasoning. Even after you add like your breadcrumbs, your almond flour or your egg, just go ahead and add some more if you want a more deeper coloring on your meatballs. Other than that, these are looking great. I'm really excited about it. We're making our sauce. Spaghetti's almost done. I'm ready.
All right, so it's time to prepare this plate. Look how delicious. So we have here the quinoa pasta. What was the process? What did we do, honey?
Well, because it's quinoa and quinoa is meant to be pressure cooked, we actually took this pasta and pressure cooked it to make sure that it would be lectin free.
Yes. Now, we're gonna add the meatballs, our nice meatballs that we made. And good thing they didn't break up. Just a little bit like a normal meatball. This is not a frozen meatball. It's
Let's make
homemade.
that clear.
Nice. So let's say we add about 5 meatballs, right? We got our nice plate. Now we're gonna go for the sauce.
It is
Right.
freshly made, so it's nice and hot.
Yes.
What?
Thank you. Now, if you want to know how we make this sauce, let us know down in the comment because we can make a video for you on it. Oof, look at that. Oh man. How about we be generous, right?
Yes, please.
I like a lot of sauce. How about we be generous? Let me see. Oh yeah, baby. And some more. Nice.
Ooh, look at that.
There we go. And a little bit more. Yes. All right. We got it there.
Feels like you're just like in a restaurant, even better because it's in your
Super
house.
satisfying.
Ooh, look at it.
Love
It's
it.
snowing Parmesan cheese.
Extra cheese for me, please.
Of course. This makes for a wonderful dinner date or a family meal. All we know is that it's delicious and healthy and makes your gut very happy.
And now, the moment of truth. We're gonna taste my favorite time. All right, but I'm gonna let my wife taste it first.
Ooh.
So we're gonna mix the meatball
With some sauce.
with some sauce. All right. But I don't want to make a mess, so I'm just gonna roll it around. Grab the meatball. Maybe it's a little bit too much for her, but
It's never too much. Here we go.
nice.
We absolutely love this pasta. It is like the closest you're gonna get
To
what your like traditional
wheat one.
Yeah. If you feel like you're ever missing it, this is the way to go right here. It's so easy to make and quick in the pressure cooker. My goodness, it holds together really well. Because we have tried other pastas of other flours, you know, lectin-free flours, and it takes a little finesse to make them. But these, oh my goodness.
Now something you want to do, you don't want to overcook it and then have that soggy, soft pasta. So you want to cook it right in time. All right. So stay lectin free, my friends, and let's keep on going. Thank you, lectin free community.
I'm about to get myself a plate. Make sure you do too.
Oh yeah.